Okay, phone silent.
Mine lives there.
Yours lives there. It's very suspicious when a man's phone is 24/7 on silence.
Mine lives
It's very
Spoken,
suspicious.
spoken like a suspicious man.
I am a
Yeah.
suspicious individual. I'm aware of this. Here's the thing. I have no shame in the type of man that I am. Right? I love ass. I love boobs. I love beer. I love meat. I love poetry. I love my brothers. I love conversation. I love ethereal things. Things with soul. Here's the key word. I love things with soul.
I'd like, and I'm not disagreeing, I just think it's quite funny and entertaining how in this sentence, ass has soul.
Because an individual who possesses an ass has to be a living individual. Otherwise, that's necrophilia, right? I'm not going to step on those boundaries. No way. My things have to be alive.
Your things.
Oh.
Trapped! Trapped! I got him. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a bad man. No, I'm
You got
joking.
me. You got me. But, you know, I love individuals. I love women who have soul.
Dude.
Substance.
The way I always say it is strong woman. Strong
Strong
woman.
fucking woman.
Strong woman. I was like, my parents divorced when I was 6, and then pretty soon my brother went to boarding school. So there was like 3 years of my life where I was the one guy in space with my mom, my aunt, my 2 sisters. There's 4 women around me. And basically, what that means is weak women bore the living shit out of me. It's boring, and I can only understand how a woman must feel speaking about a man. And I know this is only within the heterosexual dynamic that I'm talking, but like, weak men are boring. Weak women, weak people are boring to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have no soul. They have no substance.
Everybody has
They're just
soul, but
husks.
everybody has soul, but I agree, no substance. I need some substance with my community.
Alright? So here's the thing. What's the difference between someone with no substance and a husk? Just you're an individual because you breathe and you eat and you shit.
Is that all it takes
To be a husk?
to be an individual?
No. But the difference between them and a husk.
I'm not sure I quite understand your question.
Alright. So a husk is just
A hollow person,
a hollow person.
Okay.
Right?
no substance.
No substance. So there is no difference.
Sort
I
of.
answered myself.
Super. You asked, okay, what's the answer?
There is no difference between a hollowed out person who prefers music instead of who prefers noise instead of music. A person who lives to eat rather than a person who eats to live. And a husk, there is no difference. A person who eats or who lives to eat and a husk, there is no difference. A person with substance and a person who eats to live, those are individual, worthy of at least my nod.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit lost.
So here's the thing, right? You have an individual who lives to eat.
Yeah.
An individual who lives to eat. So his life.
Do you mind if we
This is
slow
the
down?
shallow. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. I was
So-
just trying to understand it as well. So yeah.
So
Okay,
if you eat to live, everybody eats to live. You can't live without eating.
You can't live with it. I'm not talking about it in the literal sense.
So, right. So I don't understand. So what do you mean when you say eat to live and live to eat?
A person who eats to live, right, is a person who's, I don't know, clinging to substance. A person who wants to live in order to do something, to accomplish something, right? So this person is not done with life. He's not done with living for whatever the fuck reason, right? His purpose, his goal. He sees this. That's why he clings to life. A person who lives to eat is a person who just lives to take, to consume. And in essence, in return, doesn't release energy, just releases shit.
I don't know. I can. Maybe I'm getting caught up on the language.
To me, an individual, a person, has to live towards something.
So basically, you mean the line. So what you're trying to get to, if I'm hearing you correctly, is the line between a person who is leaving, as opposed to someone who's just existing.
As opposed to someone who's just existing, a husk.
So that's the fundamental claim.
Just a fundamental
Where
thing.
if you have no purpose, you are hollow.
There's a difference in, are you searching for your purpose, or are you just fine festering in your muck, stewing in your nothingness? That gets to me.
So what's your purpose? You. Snitemba and Globo, what's your purpose?
I want to raise my kids right.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it?
I want to live and raise my kids right.
That's enough for you? You don't have kids now, so you don't have a purpose now. Is that what you're saying?
I want to live right? So I culminate to something, culminating to teaching and raising individuals right. Because what we talked about is this false notion of manliness. It leads boys astray, right? So
Sorry, I interrupted. Carry on.
I want what I live behind. Legacy. You fought me a lot on legacy.
I do, and I will still fight you on it.
You know, but
I'm a product of legacy. My skin in this country is a product of legacy.
Yeah.
I want to raise my kids right.
But I think there's a danger to tying purpose to other, right?
I understand that, Mike.
Yeah.
Because my children should not be an extension of Snitem.
Which is what I'm saying legacy is. Legacy is you will bear my surname. You will be my extension.
They will do that. They will bear my surname, right? They will take my surname, whatever the fuck.
What if
Dankov.
what if your son comes to you and says, Dad, I don't want the surname anymore?
I beat him.
Fuck off. I will fucking defend your son. Fuck off.
I will beat him.
No, it's not Simba.
And then how is that what's that gonna solve?
He will learn.
What if? So I know you're a strong-minded person. Your son will probably be strong-minded. So you beat him and now he goes, fuck this guy. Never. What if it does the opposite of what you wanted to do?
I
Just
beat him
refutes
harder.
the whole thing of legacy. So my thing is, when I say it is dangerous to sort of tie purpose to the other, and because also, as I'm saying this, I'm also questioning if it is possible not to. What I'm saying is, like he mentioned, as much as you wish and you desire to have kids and that sort of your people you're saying is to raise them, but what if you never have kids?
I will adopt kids for some reason.
Really? That's awesome, dude. That's really awesome. Oh man, I have so much respect for you if you adopt a kid.
You have so much respect for me now.
I already have a lot of respect for you, but it would grow if you adopted somebody.
I would adopt a child. Even if I have kids of my own, I will adopt a child.
Wild.
Or children.
Wow.
Bruh,
Respect.
to me family is sacred, right? I've craved family my entire life. If I see someone who has that need for family, I will take you in. Come, share the fire.
Yes.
Let's roam together.
Share the fire. Sorry, I got ready.
Because it's better when it's shared, man.
It's better when it's shared. It's better when it's shared. So much better when it's shared. I hope my girlfriend doesn't mind, adopting. Because I will adopt.
Yeah,
With or without her.
Homie, please open the podcast.
How you guys doing?
Okay, let me just get the pageantry out of the way. Welcome to, I think, roughly episode 3 of Let Us Gather. On the far left, please introduce yourself, bro.
My name is Snitemba and Clove. And I am drinking milk stout.
No, you're not.
And I am drinking stout.
Sorry. Okay. To my direct left, Joe.
And of course, I am Mike Mustard Seed, God's mesmerizing masterpiece. And after this, I hope and pray you masterpiece.
You're a couple of hours late, but I'll allow it.
Yeah. So the context for the audience is we were at an open mic last night, and Snitimo and I were gutful. We were annoyed that he didn't do his fucking epic intro at the open mic.
He did say a prayer though, so
That prayer was fun.
That
I
prayer-
enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean,
that prayer is always,
the poems decide what they want to do, man. Mine is to obey and listen. So maybe that is what that last night was, a hint of preparation for the day when the poems decide they don't want that intro anymore.
Because that's what I'm. Okay, right. So
yeah, it could happen. It's a possible thing with the poems. You never know.
I have two introductions, and I think today I'm going to go with I'm Ariel Tavener, and I'm going to try that one out. See what it's like today.
I'm excited.
All right.
Nice to
Welcome.
meet you.
Welcome,
Exciting
everybody.
bunch of individuals.
I think a very loose topic that we've been floating around this whole weekend has been masculinity and the false notion of manliness. I think that's a nice place to start in terms of a rough structure for the podcast.
Rough structure.
But in the name of this podcast, who's gonna give us a poem?
I actually have a poem that sort of floats around that, as you may. Where is it? Okay, so to write about manliness for context after.
My opinion says context after. Just give them the art, let them feel the thing, and then give them the context and deepen the experience that they have. If you give the context before, it's like, in my opinion, right? It's like an excuse. It's like, oh, I'm scared that this art won't reach you. It's scared that it won't be enough. So let me just tell you the context and how I felt and everything before. You need to understand the context. No. Let the art be the thing. Let the art be the communication. And then tell the people what and why you wrote it. That's my opinion on it.
It's always an opinion.
You gotta have that.
It's all.
Otherwise,
it's
fuck
important.
you. Honestly, brother.
So the stage is now yours. Do whatever you want. That's obviously.
If we forgive our fathers, what is left? Fuck. I was trying to write a poem about true manliness, something James Clark so vehemently made clear to his society and ours, that we have nothing left to do but to dissect, accept, or reject his assessments. It was a task given to me by one of my friends, but luckily he gave me another, to write about my father. That man. To be honest with you, I harbor hatred so intense, I made a covenant with my mouth to keep it shut. I abandoned the need to write, because if I open my mouth, I may never stop pouring in the liquor out the poetry. Anyway, it's interesting to me that the only time I could write, truly write, is when I'm expressing my hatred to that man, because if I forgive him, what is left? I have spoken into being my condition, and that is to be a lamenting thing. I've immortalized him in every truly great poem I've ever written. That's why, to me, my art is never truly perfect without that one crucial element: hurt. Or my dad. So, that poem, originally I was given a prompt to write about true manliness. To write about manliness.
Who gave that prompt?
You gave this prompt.
I gave you that
Of
prompt.
course,
Yeah,
the
I
Lord
I'm
gave
of
you
the
so
poem.
full of shit, dude.
Yeah, he gave me that prompt. I was struggling for a bit. I couldn't understand why. Maybe I don't understand masculinity. I fucking don't. I was struggling, right? And then he gave me another prompt. He said, if we forgive our fathers, what is left? I fucking...
Did I say that as well?
Yeah.
Oh man, the
I'm just
poet's,
dropping solid gold everywhere.
the poet wows himself.
And then I thrived on that topic. I thrived because mostly what I write about...
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I said the first line of your poem.
Yeah, if we forgive our fathers, what is left? That's what it was a skeleton, basically, for whatever the fuck followed. Everything that followed. Right, and I sort of I took this and I ran with it, right? Because I recognized it. Um, to me, the concept of my father is very.
It's very.
Sorry, say that again. How do you spell that?
It's very.
It's
What
rough
language
with-
is that one?
Yeah, I don't know that one.
What language is that?
Did your vendor girl teach you that one, dude?
The meaning is.
I want to know the spelling first before we get to the meaning.
You guys are bitches. You guys are bitches.
I'm
man.
so
Yes,
sorry.
sis.
That's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh man, I love this. Okay.
Yeah.
That was my fucking train of thought.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. We fucked that up.
Right. So, Merry Christmas. Was that what I was talking about before you guys disturbed me?
Talking about something very.
We don't deserve
Some
you,
reverse-
Aubrey. I'm sorry. The false notion of manliness. We were talking about forgiving our
Yeah.
fathers, what is left. This was the framework of your thing.
And then you're speaking of. Yeah.
The last thing I will do is forgive my father. Right. Someone said to me once, let's say God offers you an option, right? You either forgive your father or you go to hell. I will say to God, I would rather see him in hell. I will see my father in hell. So,
What did this man do to you?
this man made me
And that's
in his
That
likeness.
is his.
In his likeness.
that is enough to deserve his hate.
In his image and in his likeness.
But you just told us you want children.
I want children, yes. But I will not be my father. The problem is, no, I never knew this individual, right? What I know about this individual is that he has, from what I understand, 13 kids, right?
How many baby mamas?
12? I have no fucking comprehension, right? But it can't be one or two or three. It's a lot. It's a lot, right? So, I don't know how along the ladder I fall, but I'm not very far off.
Okay.
His last kid is 12 months, 11, 10 months now. I have no clue. But, right? I feel like, in an essence, I have taken more than I should from him. People tell me I look like him. People I don't know, people who don't know me, people that know him tell me I look like him. And then people tell me I carry myself like him. People tell me I drink like him. People tell me I smirk like him. People tell me I'm condescending like him. You know? I don't know this man.
You don't even know it. What's your relationship with him like?
I met him once, and then I said to him, "Do you know me?" He said, "I recognize you. You're one of them." That was the last time I've ever spoken to him. This was a year ago. I gave him shit. He's a policeman. I assaulted him. He obviously could not fucking have me arrested. But he's a policeman. I assaulted him physically. I was so proud of myself, man. I think I broke a rib, bro.
His rib.
Yeah, his rib. I think I broke his rib. Fuck, I should have broken 2 ribs.
Don't worry. Every time he breathed, he remembered you because of the pain.
You know? And I just want to raise my kids right.
And what does that look like for you? The raising of your kids, right?
Not
What
like my
is that
father.
picture?
They may look like me. I hope they do look like me. I'm a handsome motherfucker. But I hope they don't carry me, right? I hope they don't have this inclination, have my weaknesses, have my susceptibilities, have my sensitivities. I just want to let them know that it's okay, right? You look like me. You should, but you know, don't be like me. Don't be Snetem. Be Donda. So one of my clan names is Donda. I want to name my kids Donda.
What does that mean, if you don't mind me asking?
I have no clue, man. But Kanye West,
I was about to be like, that sounds like Donda from Kanye.
it's one of my clan names, Donda.
Fuck. Do you think Kanye knew that?
I have no idea, bro. But maybe it was, information carried down.
Yeah.
It was lost over time. From 10 generations, I lay down 10 words, and it's one word less every time it's carried down. So I guess he carried Donda. Donda was the last surviving word for him, I suppose. I have no clue. Because information gets lost over time.
Yeah, I hear that, but I just want to circle back to you um, saying you don't want your kids to carry you or to be like you.
Oh man, I am so flawed.
But then also I'm thinking, what do you think of a take that I have that says then it means you should have to start doing the work now to becoming the man that you want them to learn from, because what I know, about kids, the little that I know, is that they learn a lot through observation, in terms of they they learn more in terms of seeing you, carrying yourself in the way that you want them to carry, themselves. So just that awareness of you having to do the work to become that which you want to pass on to your kids.
I hear you, but is this like immediately or like, in like 6 weeks' time or like 6
Or do you
months?
have kids?
No, I don't have kids.
Then you have time.
I have time. Right now I am so busy trying my hardest. I said to you in the living room, right, that my father's possessed me. I wrote to reveal evidence of my father in my blood, just as God said, bring your sins into the light. You know?
Yeah.
So he's here.
Yeah, but I hear that you say he's possessed you, but I'm saying to sort of
I
play
must be
along
better.
those lines in that metaphor. For every possession, there is an exorcism.
There was an exorcism, yes.
So
I must be better.
yeah,
I must
you
be
want to
better.
be better?
I want to be better. I want to raise my kids right?
and that calls for you
I
being.
said, yeah, now, before I have the kids, I have
Yeah.
to be better. Kratos, the god of war, said to his son after putting him through shit, he said, boy, we must be better. Right? This was after he had a kid. And to me, that was shitty. Right? To me, that was absolutely shitty. You have to be. Someone said to me, you owe yourself to be a good man to attract a good partner.
Yeah.
Right? So you owe your kids to be a good person. Right? You're not supposed to be a template. You're supposed to be someone they can draw inspiration from, someone they can draw strength from, someone they can replenish themselves from. And I want that for me, and I want that for my kids. So I'm not living just to raise my kids right. I'm living because I must be better. I want to be better. Right? And me being better, it means that I can raise my kids right. You know? That's it to me.
I have found that want to is a lot safer than have to.
Yeah.
I've also found in myself, roughly speaking, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, there are 4 voids, 4 holes in my soul. The God-shaped void, the dad-shaped void, the mom-shaped void, and the lover-shaped void. And the Zulu Meka talks about the God wound,
Yeah.
and she was the first person to give me that language, God wound. Whew! I get that. But the moment she said God wound, I was like, the dad wound, the mom wound, the lover wound. You know, in the popular culture, they talk about daddy issues.
Yeah.
I prefer dad wound. It's just more poetic, and
Yeah,
it's
it is.
just
And it is.
it's a lot more. It feels a lot more serious. With daddy issues, it's like,
It's just an issue.
yeah, it's just your daddy issues.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Just dispense of those.
yeah,
Those is easily. Just deal with them as if the dealing with them is a thing that you can just decide. Let me deal with it, and then it's over.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it trivializes. And the void or the desire for the presence of my father didn't have to be a wound. Like, my dad's in my life, I have a lot of frustrations with him, but he's present. And at the end of the day, like, he's a human. If I expect perfection, if I expect him to be the idea I had of him as a kid, then he's gonna fall short, because he's a human being, right? So, like, yes, be better, because you want to, but you're not going to raise your kids right. You'll fuck up. You will, because you're human. Look, in my friendship with you, I will fuck up. I will hurt you. I don't want to, but it's probably already happened. And I'm sorry, but at the same time, I'm not leaving, right? So I didn't know this about, like, he was not at all present with you. Not even a little bit. You've met him in the flesh how many times in your life?
I can count on one hand
Yo.
and have 3 fingers left.
So 2. In other words, see, that's an example of poetry. You could just say 2, but no. Rather than saying 2, I'm gonna say I could count it on one hand, and then I would have 3 fingers left.
Yeah.
Oh, these dogs are gonna go bark now.
Yeah.
Let it be.
Yeah, and every single time it was an aversion of my eyes, of my gaze. You know?
So, you long for this person to be present in your life.
I hate that I do. But
You
I
hate
still
that
do.
you do, but you do
I hate
want
that I still
that.
do.
What happens if you divorce yourself from that desire? I don't know the answer here, because I personally believe that it's built into the fundamental architecture of the soul.
It is.
That's why I talk about the 4 voids. So I don't know if one can divorce oneself from it.
I feel like if I divorce myself from it, then I will live my life. I will be Snetembo and not an extension of my father.
Can I offer you some ideas? It's a seed. Take it, do whatever you want with it. It's an offering. Who you are, your individuality, your identity, is already spoken for. Even if you tried, you couldn't not be who you are. Your identity, your being, is inevitable. Whether you fight, this is a wonderful Afrikaans word, vroeg. It's like wrestling with a sense of agony. Right? Jy vroeg
That
met
sounds
daai
like
ding.
wrestling. Yeah, vroeging.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound.
You sit with it. It torments you. The turmoil comes with you. It doesn't change who you are. You let it go. It doesn't change who you are. Who you are simply is. I can tell because, look, you're here right in front of me right now. You can't take away the fact that you are who you are. And you are not your father. Yeah, sure, genetically you have 50% of his DNA. Mimetically, his mannerisms and behaviors affected you. Maybe you have a longing for his presence. Either way, you are you.
Yeah.
Every parent I've ever spoken to says, from day one, the personality of that kid is there. From day one. That's what every parent I've spoken to says. You can't control this thing. It just is suddenly. It is itself.
It is itself.
It is itself.
That's my offering to this milieu.
Yeah, man, and I think,
Thank you.
just on those
luck.
thoughts,
Sorry.
word, just on those thoughts in terms of fatherhood and how, well, I've seen it. I've seen it being most predominant in males. The thing of looking at the father as a superhero, and just this, that idea of a father as almost someone who is not flawed in a sense. And then I was watching this interview with where Muhla Mutibe was being interviewed, uh, one of the greatest poets that we have in this country. And so he is big on fatherhood and sort of, um, you know, redefining masculinity and all of that. So he's the kind of father who intentionally, gives his children kisses, hugs them intentionally, and all of that. And he was speaking on him allowing his children to call him Monkle, call him by his name instead of, feeling obligated to call him dad or whatever. And when asked on that, he said it is because he wants his kids to access the person Mutiba, not the role father. Because when they access the person, they will then be able to give him the grace of this is a person. It can be flawed, but if they are fixated to the role, it is going to be this thing. You have to be a father. You have to be sort of perfect in a sense. So it was just interesting for me when he spoke of that to see how it is even in the little things that we can miss, just how that could sort of shape the whole thing, just allowing your kids to just call you by your name and not make it the big thing that it is, well, at least within uh, black families and sort of black culture, that you don't call your parents by their name. So just when he spoke of that, allowing his kids to access the person and not the role, that was quite
It does
an
resonate with
interesting
me.
thing.
I like
In a
that.
child, right? Oh, in an adult, do kids recognize function or flaws? In an, in an adult,
Okay.
do kids recognize function or flaws, or winging it in a sense?
Well, what in a sense?
Winging it as an adult, winging it because Monkey, right? He says that he wants the kids to access the person, right, not the role. That a person is flawed, right?
Yes.
Person is flawed.
And then the father, though has function, is also flawed, but it's function over flaw, right? So there's a system there that seems to work. Through the
Oh,
father.
seems to.
That seems to work, right? Because I'm Snetemba.
Okay.
I have a child. I'm Snetemba to you.
Yeah.
I'm not father to you, right? I can't be father to you and Snetemba to my kids.
Why not?
These kids are too green for Snetemba. These kids are too raw for Snetemba. The kids need function. The kids need stability.
This is so fascinating to me. In this metaphor, because us three, have been dancing around stage name versus my name.
Yeah.
In this analogy, in this metaphor, father is your stage name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you go out there and perform the role of fatherhood as you would go out there and perform the pole.
I suppose it's
Instead of just you showing up as you do on stage just now. Snetembandovu, take this poem.
to me, showing up to my kids as a father, I'm still Snetemba, right? But I'm their father, right? I'm still Snetemba. My functioning, my reasoning. That's
Yes.
Snetemba. But now I'm assuming a role, right? I'm assuming a responsibility, right?
Yeah.
I have to live up to this. I have to get this right. Otherwise, the kids is fucked.
Yes.
So, this is the thing about legacy. You're acting out legacy. Legacy has affected you.
Quite possibly.
And it's not, it doesn't make you bad or anything. It's just, we didn't choose where we were born. You're just here now. And now you have this an unbelievably powerful drive. And you're saying things like, these kids are too green for me. I have to do this. They have to do this. Like, what do you want?
The only thing I have to do is raise the kids right.
And truth be told, in an absolutely, God is dead, sort of, what's it called? Postmodernism intellectual framework, where these large moralistic theories no longer govern human societies. Now there's atheism, now there's amoralism, now there's relativism. You don't have to. You can do what your dad did. You can drop seeds everywhere and fuck off. You don't have to do shit, actually.
Unacceptable.
And that's what legacy says. Legacy says you have to do this, you have to do that. That's what culture says. That's what patriarchy says. You have to show up as this kind of man. You have to show up as this kind of woman. And we justify it. We say it's for the kids. And then the kids don't get to be free. They have to.
You see.
And the legacy inherits. The surname inherits.
Which then go. It's because for me back into Multa's words. So I don't. In a sense, it's not when you allow your kids to call you by name. It's not them. It's not you saying disregard the role, but it is saying don't let the role deny you access to the person beyond the role.
As I said, I'm the kid's father, right?
Yeah.
But I'm also
Yes.
Snetemba within being the kid's father.
Yes.
Right? I will not just be Snetemba to the kids. I
Yes.
will be Snetemba, who is the kid's father.
Who's their father?
Right? I will be present.
Yes.
I will adhere to needs. Right? I will have an ear for their mouths.
Yes.
I will listen. Right? Even if I don't understand, I'll try my fucking level best to.
That's it.
Yeah. The
That's
triumph is in the trying.
That's it. Because you're a human.
The
Whether
triumph
you
is
fail
in
or
the trying.
succeed, what is important is you try.
Exactly. And it is important, well, in my view, that the kids see you trying and understand that he is trying.
What's his name? There was a brother, fucking Carl Jung. No. Carl Jung.
No.
Carl Freud. Sigmund Freud.
The other one, yeah.
Sigmund Freud, to C.S. Lewis, he said, I am human. I am inherently flawed.
Yes.
I am deeply damaged
Yes.
and no doubt damaging to others.
Yes.
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 That is it. The essence of being human is to be inherently flawed.
And so in this dynamic, where I'm your homie, you are inherently flawed, I'm inherently flawed.
Yo.
How do we navigate this? You know what I mean? How do I navigate this
Hey.
shit?
Hey man. So when the flawedness is acted out in our relationships as a whole, that man, call it out, communicate it. Call it out, communicate it. Let no one be in the dark in your communicate.
This is my instinct. This is my instinct that we touched on earlier. My instinct is always, let's put it on the table, let's talk about it.
Let me know that my flawedness has showed up.
Because I can't do anything if I don't know.
If I don't know, I cannot. I can only continue to exist in, might only just perpetuate the
What about
flaw.
personal urgency?
Sorry?
What about personal urgency? The thing that says to you or is supposed to say to you that, all right, maybe this is not a good idea, because as a person, right?
Are you maybe meaning agency?
Agency. Did I say urgency?
You said urgency.
I said urgency.
Yeah. So you mean like personal agency?
Personal agency. Like, we are people. Like,
Yes.
part of being a person is learning. Whether you want to or not, there are things that will stay with you.
Yes.
There are things that you've picked up. There are things that have developed in you,
Mm-hmm.
and then there are things that have taught to others.
Yep.
What's his name? Richard Feynman.
Mm.
He says to understand a topic, you have to teach it.
Yeah.
Right. At school, I
That's-
used to do that.
The Feynman technique, yes.
The Feynman technique of learning, right? To understand, you have to teach,
Mm.
right? So, how will you fix things if you do not know? That's valid.
That is where then, how do we navigate it? We always let each other know.
But as a person, as an individual, right? Something inside you, whether you call it fucking consciousness or unconscious, whatever the fuck, right? There has to be something, that hesitance, that slight, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. You know? Yeah, fuck it. You know? So that's there. It's always there.
Theoretically.
Yeah, yes.
Theoretically.
With
because
certain
like
things, maybe, yes.
hmm?
I'm saying, I mean, with certain things, this is where they but there are things that are relative.
It's like, doesn't Nazi know he's doing a wrong thing?
That's he's killing people.
Does he know
No,
he's
that
doing a
killing
wrong thing?
He knows only when you've killed his family.
That got dark.
That got dark. But that is true.
It feels weirdly true.
So he knows. Nazi fucking knows.
No, okay, but your claim, the thing that you were positing
Yeah.
about agency, about the intuition of, for lack of better words, good and bad,
Yeah.
divine and evil. You say, if I don't know, so we were saying, if I don't know something, I can't fix it. And you were saying, but there has to be some sort of agency, some sort of intuition inside of you that can
Tells you
divine
that this is
or
wrong.
intuit that something is wrong, even if it is just a momentary hesitation before you commit the act. And then I said, okay, well, does a Nazi know that they're doing a wrong thing? Because the claim here is that I don't know what I'm doing wrong
Is wrong.
unless somebody teaches me.
Yeah.
Right. Right. The claim that I'm making is not. We're not prophets. I can't predict, or I can't dig down your layers like an onion. Right. Even if I do dig down your layers like an onion, I'm gonna fucking cry. Right. Because I'm gonna find parts in you that I recognize and they hurt me. Right. So I'm gonna dig deep in you. Cheers in my eye. Right. That's a reaction. Right. We're not supposed to be intuitive, right? It's a person's personal responsibility for a person to lay out their boundaries. It's a person's
Yes.
personal responsibility
I agree as well.
to be functional or not functional as a person. We decide, right?
To be safe.
Decide.
But now we're flirting with the free will conversation. Right? Deciding. Now we're on the free will thing. And we were trying to just have some sort of structure on the masculinity thing, on the manliness thing.
Yeah.
Do we want to fucking fall down the free will chat right now?
That's deep waters. I've swam there. Let's go.
It's bottomless. Nobody yet has found the bottom of this.
I've gotten as far as I could there. Let's go.
Elizabeth Acevedo does say that if you want to learn how to swim, jump into a body of water that wants to kill you.
Then you'll fucking.
Fuck me. Who said that?
Elizabeth Acevedo
Shout out.
in a book called Clap When You Land.
But you have to have a certain strength before you fucking jump, right? Because if you want to swim and you're fucking green, you're gonna fucking die.
You're gonna drown.
But that's it. Jump into a body. Then
And die?
that body of water wants to kill you.
Mike,
so you're
jump
gonna
and die?
Mike, how are you gonna teach your kids to swim?
I'm gonna fucking toss them in there.
by throwing them into a body of water that wants to kill them.
Well, science says they're buoyant,
Well,
right?
I am going to I am going to equip them, with what I know of how not to die, but I'm not going to tame the body of water from wanting to kill them.
Okay, you can't fucking tame it unless the water is ankle deep.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tame.
Take a leak. So,
That's a tame.
I don't know, brother. To me, well, going back to where we were,
Yeah.
manliness, right?
Mm.
I'm not an extension of my father. In fact, my life is a protest against my father. My existence is a protest against what he's been teaching, what he's been living. Right?
Okay.
Because he may not have been teaching, but I've been learning.
So do you think in the way that you carry yourself, in the way that you show up in relationships, in the way that you relate with people, is that protest evident?
I would say yes.
Okay.
My father was a cold motherfucker. Oh, is a cold motherfucker. Was or is, I have no fucking clue, man. Maybe he's dead somewhere. I don't fucking even give a shit.
Okay.
But he is a cold motherfucker. And I found myself sometimes being colder.
Okay.
You know, I found myself sometimes being colder. So,
But are what I'm trying to ask is, are there traits in you now that you recognize that are a total opposite and not an extreme? So if he's cold, you're saying you've seen yourself uh, colder, which is just the extreme of the same trait, right?
yeah.
But isn't there warmth in you as an opposite trait to the coldness?
Can I reply in a poem
Go ahead.
that I wrote?
Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. I have to find it. No, I'm not gonna find it. It's too far.
Well,
I know it's too far. But so what I will carry down to my children, right? Because I have so Carl Jung, fuck, Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud does this thing where he keeps all of his. So Sigmund Freud was a man who was against worship, but obsessed with worship. So fuck Jesus, dear God. You know? I swear to God. Anyway,
I bet Jesus could take a strap on. Sorry, you were saying something very important and philosophical. Sorry to have interrupted that. I'm not sorry.
right.
No, dog. Come
This is
here.
poison. It'll kill you.
Come here.
He keeps his philosophical views that he calls poison, right? And then he keeps Bible, which he calls antidote. So he keeps there on his shelf poison and antidote, right? So in me, I have poison. That is my father. He is in my blood. I cannot escape that. But I also am snetem, right? So there, I will also give my kids poison and antidote. Right? Not fucking intentionally because I'm intentionally breeding, but it is inescapable that my kids will have my father. Just as it is inescapable that I have my father's father somewhere fucking in there. I don't know. He's not fucking in there, but he's in there somewhere, right? But I'm also me. I'm also Snetem. So my kids will also be conscious. Right. I hope they are conscious. I hope my kids are aware. Right. So they can discern. So they can actively awaken, discern. What the fuck? You know? What the fish? I've been experimenting with sense of word. Fuck. So for fuck I've gotten fish.
okay.
For bullshit I've gotten butterscotch.
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch. It's so fun. But yeah.
Butterscotch bullshit battered with brutal bars.
Brothel bars?
Brutal.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. This feels like a moving point.
Mm.
Thank you for sharing that poem. Thank you for the space of the diving into it. It's nice to me to be able to disagree safely. Yeah.
Nice.
It's nice for me to be disputed for once. For twice.
I'm pretty sure I did it at least 7 times.
Yeah, you did it a lot of times, but you know, it's always nice to have
Yeah, man.
conversation.
It prevents the idolatry of perspective.
The idolatry perspective.
I see you eyeing some words down there, Mike.
Yeah, I'm always eyeing words.
Do they turn you on, Mike?
Words
Some words.
depends on how they are worded.
Dude, if you're having sex with somebody, what do they say? If they say something that just gets you going, what's that thing that they say?
Mike,
I wouldn't know,
you wouldn't.
or I wouldn't remember
You could also just say, I'm not gonna answer.
that too.
What about you?
Sacred
about
is
it.
most the main
I'm not
thing.
worried, I'm curious. Boundary as well, not gonna answer.
Yeah, no, for now.
Right.
For now.
If I'm having sex with someone, she whispers in my ear, down with the military-industrial complex. Oh, I nut. Done.
Someone said that?
No, I'm making a joke.
I was about to say, what the fuck, man? Yeah.
The means to production should be equally distributed through the entire population.
Jesus fucking.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is how we wrap.
Should be
Thank
careful
you
where you
very
stick
much.
that thing. Yes, sis.
Because what the hell?
It's true.
How
I did rap as well. You know.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Good for society as well.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't have a bunch of extra little anarchists running around.
That would have been so bad. Ah, fuck, no.
You smiled as you said that.
Where am I? What am I doing?
Ah, man. Ah, man. To me, it would be fascinating.
She's riding me. She bends down. She goes, "Free healthcare for everyone." Oh.
You're letting that shit
A guy's taking me from behind. He bends over and he goes, "Free education for everyone." Ooh.
Right. Okay.
Hi.
You know what it is, though, right?
What is
To me, it would be personally. I'm just curious, right? At when I have a kid, what type of individual that they would be. This is. I'm curious. This is. I've thought about it, right? Like, what character, what personality, what quirks, what irks them, pet peeves, ideology. I'm just, what type of person would they be? You know,
You want me to find out?
there's only one way to find out, brother, and not ready to find out yet. No way, man. Kids are expensive. Fuck them.
No, man.
Oh wait.
Right. Let me do this poem. A lament for my town. I am kilometers away from home, and I hear that home has become a volatile place. Poverty and unemployment have waged a war in my hometown. And in this war, the enemy doesn't have to even lift a finger, because it is the kind of war that has my people killing each other instead of fighting these injustices that have declared war against them. I hear that the streets that were once our playgrounds have become battlefields. I am told that my people's blood has turned every street Ekasi into a Red Sea, and there is no Moses in sight. I hear that the streetlights in my hood are traumatized, for they have seen way too many lives lost right under their light. It saddens me to hear that genocide has become a way of life at the genesis of life. Gunshots are lullabies where I'm from. Every night they send someone to eternal sleep. My people are dying of hunger while the graves are overweight, for they have been feeding on beautiful black bodies. Nyaupe has cornered my peers into spaza shop corners, and it has them begging for nomaihi in pozayam. They see nothing to live for, so they have become addicted to killing themselves. The township is sinking, and I cannot say I am surprised, for the Noahs trusted with building this ark are corrupt. They preach the people's starvation instead of salvation. I hear that home has become a flame. My people are burning, and I fear that upon my return I might be welcomed by the ashes of my beloved. I keep hoping that maybe, just maybe, the next time my mother calls, she will narrate a much better story about home. But to my disappointment, every time she calls, she keeps on telling me of how home and hell are becoming more and more the same. Word.
I hear you, man. That was profound.
Yeah, man.
So, what what happened there?
I mean, this is just documentation of where I'm from.
Documentation.
I'm from
Yes,
Barberton.
yes.
I'm from Barberton, and
Yeah, I've been there.
it's
I've had an overwhelming fear of
yeah,
being stabbed.
it's aching to those who know that town. People who know that town will know that it was one of the cleanest, one of the most peaceful towns in the province. Um, I reminisce of times when you could walk the streets of Barberton 12 midnight and don't not even think of getting robbed, you know. And um, so there was a point in my life where, so I have friends, you know, who are the guys that I speak of when I say my nyaupe has cornered my peers into spaza shop corners, and it has them, begging for no main. Because I sit amongst those people and I see them, and the scary thought is always that this could have easily and could still easily be me, because I'm still within this environment and it is toxic. Barberton has become scary violent. No, because there are just no opportunities. They're not, and also what is saddening and, you know, angering about this thing is not that it is all of these circumstances, most of these circumstances, if not all, are man-made.
Yes. Specifically, genocidally engineered.
Exactly. It's genocidally engineered. It's because of greed. It's because of just heartlessness. It's because the people that are leading us do not love us. We are led by people who do not love us.
What was that line? The Noah Ark line?
Uh, that the what is let me find it. Um, the Noahs that have been trusted with building this ark are corrupt. That is why the townships are sinking. That is why the townships are sinking. So yeah, it's greed. It's because of loveless leaders, and then our peers resort to sinking with the ship. Because they literally see nothing. You hear it in their speech. You hear it in the way that they view life. It broke me. It broke me to see a brother that I went to school with saying to me, mfethu qhubekani nizame sesithembeni, which basically
Yes.
translates, yeah man, continue, try. Our trust is upon you. Firstly, what burden that burden that man was putting upon me, but also just hearing the man saying, hey, because what he was saying, in what he was actually saying, the unspoken there is, I have given up.
Yeah.
I have given up, but you guys go ahead and show me that it's possible, because this thing that has swallowed us has not swallowed you.
And you went to school with this person.
We were in the same class, and you could see this person having the prospect. You see that this person is a person who it's not because they do not have the potential. It's not the myth that we've been told that those people are where they are because they are lazy. No, they are there because of people, greedy, corrupt people want to keep them there. People who are intentionally sinking the townships.
Intentionally sinking the townships.
Ungodly Noahs. The Noahs who have been entrusted with building the township ark are ungodly and corrupt.
Loveless.
Loveless.
Loveless leaders.
Loveless leaders.
Yeah,
So I don't know what can speak to the conscience of leaders, or maybe leaders who have love for the people, if we will see them rise to it.
No, Mike. We've been talking. There's no talking our way out of this now. We are born into these carefully made wars. Everything has been so structured, right? That you're not gonna die. You're gonna be kept alive barely to perpetuate this fucking cycle, right? So it's enough that you're not gonna die, but it's not enough for you to live, right? For you to thrive. I can't, as a Swahili person, metaphorically speak Swahili to you, a Swati person, and expect you to understand me speaking fucking Swahili. For you to comprehend me, I have to speak your language,
Yeah,
or you have to learn mine.
Sometimes comprehension is deeper and bigger than language.
It is.
it is. And
It
man,
is.
if you are here and if you are barely kept alive and denied the opportunity to live, then you are dead.
You are dead, right? And
You are
then
dead.
you find a way, some way to refuse to die, and then, you do some atrocious shit. You hurt people.
Exactly. Killing each other, devouring each other. When I say gunshots are lullabies, but when you're from Barberton, you hear a gun go off and you're like, oh, another. There's no
fucking choose
yo gunshot. There's no yo gunshot, because we've heard that song over and over. And now they are going to pretend to be acting on. They are going to start forums. Yeah, let's fight crime. Let's do this because we are going to the polls.
That's another carefully made plan.
They architectured this. It is architectured, and that is what is sickening about it.
Yes.
And that is what is sickening about it.
It's upsetting. It is
It
deeply.
is sick.
to be heard, we have to speak a language that they hear, right? What language is that?
Sometimes I think the only language the oppressors will listen to is a fucking boot kicking down the door.
I also think
It's
that.
revolution.
Sankara, man.
It's revolution. It's rebellion. But the sad thing about that is no one wants to revolt. No one wants to rebel. Everyone is docile. And that's the larger problem of this country.
It is, right? If I fucking have the inclination, I fucking had enough. I'm gonna revolt. Mike says to me, just wait a minute. What are you doing? What are you gonna accomplish? And then I'm silenced. Not by the bigger majority. Oh, the big minority, right? I'm silenced by us as a community. What is this gonna accomplish? Just sit down, man.
Dude, like, this is something that I think I learned in micro with bullies. I don't play by the bullies' rules. I have standards. Why does this hurt you? This lullaby. Why does it hurt you? Because you care. You have compassion. You have love. And you want people to not suffer as much. So you have these rules and these standards. But the people you are fighting will kill you in the night.
They will. They will.
And they have.
And I've heard, and just in the literal sense of that, I've come across. There was a time where I come across a gang, and I was walking at night around 9 going to 10, and there's this throng of people coming in,
20,
and
25 people.
30, 35 coming towards me, and I could immediately feel and see that I'm not making it out of this. What saves me is me realizing the person or recognizing the person leading this throng is a former classmate of mine. So I quickly just call him, by name that I know him by. And this man says, yo, you must not walk at night, you will get hurt. Just affirming what I know, to say that the only reason you have not gotten hurt now, it is because I know you, and that dynamic, to say that this is a person. This person is not entirely dead, in the sense that there is still compassion in them, to say, because I know this one, let me protect this person. Because he didn't have to protect me. He didn't have to. Nothing sort of obligated him to, but it was just purely compassion. So I wish our leaders would recognize, because they're not my leaders, the people in this position could realize the quality of people that they are killing.
See, this is what I mean by the thing is, you ended this story with this man who you knew, who's leading a group of people who are willing to kill and hurt, and the reason he didn't kill and hurt you is because of compassion. So he's not completely gone.
That is what sort of gives me hope, to sort of continue trying.
The thing is, how do you give a genocide compassion? How do you love a monster? Should the monster not just be shot outside the door and hung up? And that's where we're dealing with, because the thing about it, for me, about loving a monster, is it is the most fundamental way to change the flow of reality. You call me weak because I refuse to fight. It is vital. It is the most necessary tactic to love that which kills me. That's why, for all the bullshit that Christianity is, the myth of Jesus is utterly powerful, because as a human being is stabbing him through his side, as there are thorns on his head, he's crucified with metal sticking through his palms, he says, I love them. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. In the face of the most worst violence, are you capable of loving the person who's about to kill you? And then the other side of this, but why should you? Why should you love somebody who kills and rapes and murders? Should you not just fight back? Or should you not just, and it's this impossible philosophy of like, how are you supposed to go to a politician in this country and say to them, I love you?
It's hard.
How are you supposed to go to a loveless leader, a human being who is choosing the opposite of compassion? And now we must love the monster. And no matter how many times I circle this, I don't see a way out of this. The only way to actually make it a generational difference is to teach the children love.
I'm sorry, is this when is a monster not a monster when you love it?
It's on that theme. It's on that theme.
Especially with the understanding that no monster is born, all are manufactured. Brother,
That's the thing that
I'm
I
sorry.
also wanted to. I just quickly need a time stamp here. What time are we dealing with? What time is it?
It's 22 minutes past 3.
All right. We have 40-ish minutes left.
Someone said, right, if you are quiet about your suffering, they will whip you and say you enjoyed it. If you're quiet about it, they will whip you and say you enjoyed it. I'm not exactly sure who said this, but it was a lady, an American lady. So, this concept of when is a monster not a monster when you love it. Fuck. I think that was a lady that had a crush on Frankenstein. I think the monster, Frankenstein, whatever the fuck, doesn't necessarily extend to the real monsters that we face. You know?
But that's the argument here, because this is the thing, like the evil that we're talking about here, the artificially induced scarcity that leads to the necessity of having to kill and steal. The people that sit in rooms and sign pieces of paper, knowingly choosing malice and evil. If you hate them and you burn them, you justify their bullshit. This is the thing about it, like right now, 2025, this world is experiencing a resurgence of white supremacy. I'm not gonna mince words. If you're aware of America, Donald Master Post Trump saying that the only refugees he'll accept into America are white Afrikaners because apparently there's a white genocide happening in this country. That is evidence. Donald Trump trying to make diplomatic ties and strengthening relationships with Nazis, with white supremacists that we'd like to think no, it's not apartheid anymore. No, those fuckers went underground. And do you know what they tell their kids? They tell their kids, they hate you. They hate you. They're out to get you. That's what they tell their kids. Listen to the language. There is a white genocide happening in South Africa. The only reason you would say that to children is so that they feel justified in killing other people.
That's true.
Right? So we are living through a resurgence of Nazism. One of the most, vile things that has ever manifested in humanity. And you go to that Nazi and you punch him in the face. And he goes home and he says, see, kid?
yes.
See, son? This is what they do to us. Because we believe in this and that. So you go to these loveless leaders. Goes home and says, these
You
people...
don't deserve to be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but as an individual, I have no love for monsters. I find a Nazi, punch him in the face.
You know, so I want to bring this right down to this level. I agree. If a Nazi sits down at my table, I'm kicking him out. If he resists, I'm dragging him out. I am not letting that thing sit at my table, possessing a human soul and sitting at my table. Never, right? I have this friend. I'm not going to say his name. I love him to bits. I love him to bits. Now, this is the metaphor I use to explain this thing. If he had his sandwich and he had 3 extra sandwiches, and there was a South African child, a Swahili child, and an American child in front of him, and they were all starving, he'd give his sandwich to the South African child first, and then he'd give the other sandwiches to the others. If he had 2 sandwiches left and there was a South African, a Swahili, and an American. He would give the one sandwich to the South African first. If he had one sandwich, he'd choose the South African first. That's nationalism. That's us. That's Nazi, nationalist, socialist, nationalism. Us, right? So that's who he is. Fundamentally, if he has enough, he's giving 3 sandwiches to everybody. But if he doesn't have enough, he's choosing the South African kid. Right? Now, for me, I was like, okay, that's, I get it. It's tough to be it. But now this motherfucker, who I love, I get really angry at, has been listening to Charlie Kirk for 5 years. And I never knew Charlie Kirk's name until he got assassinated. Then I went and listened to a little bit of the hatred that he was peddling with his speech. And then my friend was saying he's been following Charlie Kirk for 5 years, and I went, what? But you're my homie. You've had food with me. I share my life with you. I trust and believe you. We broke bread. And you know what, like, right now, if the Nazis come knock on his door and say, where's Anne Frank? I hope and pray, love above, I hope and pray, he says, who? I hope, love above, pray he chooses the right thing when the secret police, when the Gestapo come knock on the door and say, where is he? Where is she? I pray that this man falls on the right side of history. But the thing is, slowly, the Nazis have been smart. They've gone into the mainstream. They've incepted themselves into bureaucratic and legislative systems. They've slowly dropped themselves into mainstream media. Charlie Kirk, this fucking influencer. It's happening. Right now, it's happening. And then the left in America, because America's this fucking thing, but the left in America says, punch a Nazi. Punch a Nazi. And I'm not even saying they're wrong. Nazi walks into my room, into my house. I'm saying, leave now, or else. He refuses to leave. It's getting violent. I'm throwing hands. You know what I mean? So I'm not even saying punching a Nazi is wrong. All I'm saying is, you punch a Nazi, he goes back home to his kids and he goes, see.
So nuke the Nazi. I'm playing. I'm not playing.
I don't know what the solution is. It just seems to me that, like, this is why earlier when we were upstairs in the lounge, I was talking about this de-radicalization. Sorry, bro. Hold on to that, please. Because, like, the most profoundly upsetting thing is to love the monster. The most profoundly upsetting thing is to say, monster, come here with me. Let me show you the error of your ways. Love this child who you thought was not human. And that's the only way, and the issue about this is the only way to stop the rot is to save the monster. You kill the monster, you nuke the monster, the cockroaches survive. The idea survives. Even if all the cockroaches die, the idea survives. How do we kill this idea that possesses humans to do these things? We are not out of genocide. Gaza is happening. The Uyghurs are happening. The Congo is an active commercial genocide. Capitalism is constantly genociding the entirety of Middle Africa. They just got smarter. And you hate this poison. You hate it. And they go, oh, thank you. Oh, fuck yeah, I need this. They eat the fuel of hatred. And now I must tell someone to love the monster? What?
Brothers. The hardest thing to do is to love the monster.
Hardest, and I can't think of anything else that's tougher.
You can't forget your grandmother's blood spilled at the hands of this monster. You can't forget your grandfather's blood. You can't forget their parents' blood, and so on and so on. You can't forget their blood. People died. Things happen. Everyone sooner or later sits down to a banquet of consequences.
Yeah.
Things happen. We are creatures of consequence, right? There's a re-emergence of this white fucking supremacy, right? And it's white fucking supremacy in the sense that it's white people and everybody else must eat shit. That's true.
That's what it says. That's what white supremacy says.
They've gotten smart about it.
Yes.
Right? They are not kill the black person. They're not outright saying that.
They're not outright.
they're saying that. You know how a poets? My toothaches. No, the nerve endings connecting to the gums. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not saying kill the black people. They're saying I want an ethno state. That's what they're saying. They're not saying we hate them. They're saying we're proud of us.
It's like that. They've got to smart about it. Fucking Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Fucking what's his name? That fucker with the yellow hair. Trump.
Oh, his full name, Master Puss Trump. Yeah.
Trump must have What's his first name?
Doesn't even matter.
Puss Trump.
Yeah, Master Puss Trump.
Master
Yeah,
Puss Trump.
fuck that guy.
Right? They're slowly introducing this. And it's so effective.
Oh yeah.
It's so
It's
effective.
working.
Some motherfuckers don't even see it. Right? Trump said something about, they must pay you better. Yes, they must pay us better. I agree. Trump also said homosexuality, fuck that. We don't need homosexuality in our country. And then
Danger.
people are like,
Far.
he said they must pay us better, so he's got sense. So him saying that homosexuality is bad, that's also
Right.
that
It's
we
the-
also agree with him.
It's the sleight of hand.
It's a sleight of hand.
Yeah.
He does one marginally good thing.
Oh,
yeah,
not even. He says the
It's the
thing.
technique of the mouse bite. I bite and I blow, in a sense. You know, to say.
Yeah, when rats eat, they don't devour. When rats eat you as an individual, they will bite and then they'll blow.
Yeah.
So
What?
you don't wake up. When you're
So
asleep,
What?
rats will come up to you and nibble on your flesh,
And then
and then immediately they will blow to soothe
so
you,
that you
Holy
don't
so
shit.
you don't wake up.
wake up. And
They
they
will bite.
continue biting and blowing, biting and blowing.
They will bite and soothe, bite and soothe.
Oh
bite
my
and soothe.
word.
Bite
So
and
you don't
soothe.
wake up. So you don't wake up
And they keep biting. And then
until there's
time you
nothing.
realize it, like
But they have to be careful that they don't take too much. That it strikes a nerve.
All at
Or even
once.
if they strike a nerve, they are quick to react.
to blow as hard as possible so that you don't feel the striking of the nerve.
Until you're gone.
Or dead or impaired.
Impaired.
What's his name? What's the inheritor of Sankara?
Ibrahim Traore.
Traore. That's the name we must speak.
Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Ibrahim Traore.
Brother
We
with
must
a
speak his
scar on
name.
his cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah. The red
Mask.
beret, the militant outfit.
well.
You call me a monster.
Burkina
fuck.
Faso.
Yeah.
Burkina Faso, who
Ibrahim
recently
Traore.
just took control of the gold
Of the
reserves of the
gold
country.
and yeah.
Well, who colonized Burkina Faso? Was it France?
It was France.
It was France.
yeah,
Do you
it's
remember?
France.
So,
It is
fascinatingly, bro, Burkina Traore went, fuck off. He said, fuck off to all of them. The gold is for the people now. Our land is for the people now. A couple of weeks later, there were riots in France because the French government, the neo-colonial government, lost a chunk of its income.
And
The people
Burkina Faso-
rioted.
Exactly. And Burkina Faso, since taking that wealth into their hand, they have doubled the profits that they had made under, the
colonial,
colonial
yeah.
system.
Bro,
Yeah.
when we talk
Which
about France, my
proves
heart
that-
breaks.
The people are able to
Yes.
work for what's theirs and
See,
maintain what's theirs.
I talk a lot about racecraft because I think it really matters because what I've inherited in my blood sometimes sickens the living shit out of me. But what fucks me up, right, if I want to get absolutely lose all hope, give it 3 generations of
Do
Burkina
some
Faso.
research quickly.
Give it 3 generations of Burkina Faso is going to fall into the same trap. The leaders will become loveless and corrupt
Hey, man.
because
Hey,
this is the human thing.
no.
This is the human thing. Power coalesces at the top. It
Yeah.
consolidates itself
And history has taught us that
over and over
over
again.
and over again.
Well, you know what I fucking want? I want as much neo-colonial influences to leave Mama Africa as much as possible, right? So that we can fuck it up ourselves.
Hey, man, if it's done by us, it's ours.
Man,
It's ours.
imagine if they, because what's it, like, for example, the United Nations keeps Africa in check by not letting every African country, like having only something like 2 seats on the council or some shit like that. Which is absurd. We're in 2025, right? Amandla way to but the United Nations, this fucking good thing, still hasn't allowed many nations of Africa to be there. Because they're scared of Africa. When Africa actually takes hold of its own power,
It's chai.
it's time to...
If we realize Robert Sobukwe's dream of a United States
Oh,
of Africa,
yeah.
from Morocco to Madagascar, man.
You know
And
who
it was-
else
it
had
was-
a dream of United States of Africa? What's his name? Gaddafi.
Yeah, and then they fucking made him a terrorist, and they shot him and assassinated him.
Hold him.
Wait,
They so...
but then, as black people, right, we've gotten so used to poverty. We've gotten so used to accepting the little scraps that we fucking have, that when we have enough, we've gotten so used to looking out for ourselves. I've got to eat first, then the struggle. I've got to eat, then I go struggle. We've gotten so used to that. Now that we have it, we hoard. Right? Black people are fucking keeping black people away from this fucking dream. It happens in parliament. The majority of parliament is black people, right?
Yeah.
But they sit and then they watch these things happen.
Those ones
A
in
fucking
parliament are
black
useless.
politician will have 12 supercars, each costing nothing less than R1 million. People are starving. People are thirsty.
That
Dude,
is
the
why.
house across the street from here is empty 10 and a half months a year. And once or twice every year,
Politician will host a
a
party.
politician rolls up and throws a huge party.
I am aware.
So much happens here, man.
Bro,
And this is why I like, this is what I said about it. Give it 3 years, Burkina Faso is going to fall into the
Ayo,
same trap.
ayo,
Because it's a lie
that's
to
a
think that it's
scary-
about black and white. It's a
that
lie to think it's about straight or gay. It's a lie to think it's about Christian, Muslim. It's a lie to put, it's like humans are like this. This is what humans become. Humans. It's not about the fact that you're a black human. It's about the fact that you're a puss. It's about the fact that you're a greedy piece of shit that doesn't look after us, you know. And now we paint it, and the colonizers, they came and they painted it with this brush of black and white of us and them. Us and them happens even if everybody's the same skin color, even if everybody's the same religion, even if everybody has the same sexuality.
That is why, hence I'm saying that, you know, in these architecture wars that are happening at even at township level, the enemy does not have to lift a finger.
Brothers, I'm so livid, I'm
We are
vibrant.
killing each other.
I'm
We
shaking.
are devouring each other. And they're just like, just do the work for us.
Okay. We have done a good job of not holding our tongues. We have spoken the truth us three right now.
I held the fuck back. I'm sorry.
Then don't go.
Not today.
Oh, come on.
Not today. I'm
Come
sorry.
on. Why not?
Stay tuned to the next episode.
You gotta leave them wanting more. Okay. But let's excuse me. Let's come back to what gives us hope. Okay, so here's can I give you a very, in my opinion, a very grounded form of resistance. Hold yourself, because it involves vegetables.
I don't know how much you can resist gay.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Vegetables.
If you grow a home garden and you don't use industrial grade fertilizer, you don't use industrial grade pesticides, first of all, you're not paying the pesticide company, you're not paying the fertilizer company. You are having a relationship with the earth, and when she produces leaves, you take the leaves and you give it back to the tree, and it rots and it feeds the tree, right? You grow beetroot, you grow potatoes, you grow tsunga, you grow as much as possible, right? Now, you get, for 2 years it's tough, and the third year you've gotten your garden into a rhythm. For 6 months of the year, you don't have to go spend money paying Pick and Pay, paying ShopRite, paying Woolworths, paying the politicians who lobby for those companies, paying the international interests who lobby for these companies. Now you're eating yourself. Now, one year, you have too much beetroot for yourself. You can't pickle enough of it. You can't eat it before it rots. What are you gonna do? Go give it to people.
Yeah.
Give it to people, otherwise it rots. If you can't give it to people, give it back to the earth. Let it feed your garden again, right? And just by gardening, you are participating in an act of resistance.
True.
just by creating food for your stomach. You start with your stomach. Eventually, a garden, if you know what you're doing, permaculture ideals, if you don't strip the land, if you feed the land and you switch out the crops and you take the plants and you give it back to the earth, it becomes richer.
Fucking
becomes
Chernobyl.
richer.
Fucking Chernobyl. What if the earth has been poisoned so much that you need what you're fighting, the people you're fighting against is what they're offering?
Yeah.
But listen, right now we are focusing because we got hurt in this conversation. You were shaking. So we're going to focus on, oh Lord above, if you start raining right now, this podcast ends. The golden rule is everyone has to say a poem. Compassion in all things. This is what I wrote. Compassion in the teeth, tarred to the whip that shear my meat and burst my lips. Compassion in the wings that flee the hunger, the violence that clings and seeks to sunder. Compassion in the inflictor, compassion in the iron, the thirsty hate that plunges into ribs and gnaws to kill the fire. Oh, forgive me, compassion. Forgive grace her wanton love of rabid fingers and tongues that know blood, her callousness to cradle the defilers and tell them of us. The mad wise that speak of trust, warn of lies and the myth of must. Compassion in broken things, in poison. Because here it is. There are those that serve malice, their bones basted in terror, and yes, compassion even in these things that wish to tear us from each other and put a whip in our hand. I love you. I love you. Sorry that the podcast has to end so much, but if it starts raining, everything fucks out. Last words, nice and quick.
I love your poem.
Thank you so much. Last words, nice and
Compassion
quick.
in all things.
Let's go.
Fuck, man. Poem always does things, bro. Yes, sis.